The room was quiet when the heavy silence started to fall, like a winter shroud upon my fragile shoulders. I sat alone in the dark, counting the seconds, listening to the ticking of the clock against the wall, wondering how I ever managed to wander this far away from the light that used to guide my footsteps through the night. Every single choice I made felt like a heavy brick I was adding to a wall built entirely out of my own regrets, my own mistakes, and my own pride. I looked into the mirror and I did not even recognize the person staring back at me with tired eyes and a broken spirit. I tried to tell myself that I could fix the damage on my own strength, that I could piece together the shattered fragments of a life I pulled apart with my own hands. But the truth is a heavy weight, and the truth is that I was sinking deeper into the quicksand of my own human failures. I was running out of breath, running out of time, and running out of excuses to hide behind. The world told me to just stand up straight, to put on a brave face, and to pretend that everything was perfectly fine. But inside the castle of my heart, the foundations were turning into dust and sand. And out of the absolute stillness of the midnight hour, a melody began to rise above the noise of my anxious thoughts. It was not a thunderclad shout, nor was it a crashing wave of judgment, but rather it was a gentle, quiet whisper that spoke directly to the core of my identity. It was a voice that called me by my true name, a voice that reminded me that I am fundamentally loved, that I am completely valued, and that I have never once been truly forsaken or abandoned in the wilderness. You stepped right across the threshold of my self-imposed isolation, and you brought the warmth of the morning sun into a room that had been frozen. And for far too many years, you did not look at the heavy ledger of my past transgressions, nor did you ask me to present a perfect record before you would offer me your hand. Instead, you simply stretched out your arms, scarred by the ultimate sacrifice of love. And you told me that the price had already been paid in full on the hill of Calvary. You looked past the outer shell of my defense mechanisms, and you looked straight into the wounded places that no one else could ever see or heal. And suddenly the atmospheric pressure in the room begins to shift as the weight of gravity starts to lose its hold on my soul. I can feel the rhythm of my heart changing pace, aligning itself with the heartbeat of heaven above. The cold winds of doubt are starting to die down, replaced by the warm breath of your Holy Spirit moving through the spaces I kept locked away. We are standing on the very edge of a massive breakthrough, a moment where earth and eternity collide in a beautiful display of unconditional mercy. Every single doubt is fading away into the background noise as your presence fills the entire room from corner to corner. And you lift me up, out of the miry clay, setting my feet upon the solid rock that will never move, never shake, and never pass away. You are the anchor that holds my soul secure when the fierce winds fades and the joy never ends. You carry me home. Now I stand in the clear daylight of a brand new morning, looking back at the valley where I used to spend my nights, weeping in the dark. The landscape looks entirely different from up here on the mountaintop of your grace, where the perspective is clear and the horizon stretches out into eternity. I do not have to live in fear of what tomorrow might bring across my path. Nor do I have to worry about the arrows that fly by day or the terrors that walk in the night. Because I know exactly whose I am, and I know without a single shadow of a doubt that I am a beloved child of the Almighty King of Kings. It took the heavy chains of guilt that kept me bound to the floor, my past failures, and you traded them for a beautiful robe of righteousness and a spirit that is completely free to soar above the clouds. Your mercy is wider than the widest ocean. It is deeper than the deepest canyon, and it reaches farther than the human mind could ever possibly comprehend or calculate. Every single day is a brand new page in the story of redemption, but you are writing. The room was quiet when the heavy silence started to fall, like a winter shroud upon my fragile shoulders. I sat alone in the dark, counting the seconds, listening to the ticking of the clock against the wall, wondering how I ever managed to wander this far away from the light that used to guide my footsteps through the night. Every single choice I made felt like a heavy brick. I was adding to a wall built entirely out of my own regrets, my own mistakes, and my own pride. I looked into the mirror and I did not even recognize the person staring back at me with tired eyes and a broken spirit. Oh, I tried to tell myself that I could fix the damage on my own strength, that I could piece together the shattered fragments of a life I pulled apart with my own hands. But the truth is a heavy weight, and the truth is that I was sinking deeper into the quicksand of my own human failures. I was running out of breath, running out of time, and running out of excuses to hide behind. The world told me to just stand up straight, to put on a brave face, and to pretend that everything was perfectly fine. But inside the castle of my heart, the foundations were turning into dust and sand. Then out of the absolute stillness of the midnight hour, a melody began to rise above the noise of my anxious thoughts. It was not a thunderclap shout, nor was it a crashing wave of judgment, but rather it was a gentle, quiet whisper that spoke directly to the core of my identity. It was a voice that called me by my true name, a voice that reminded me that I am fundamentally loved, that I am completely valued, and that You did not look at the heavy ledger of my past transgressions, nor did you ask me to present a perfect record before you would offer me your hand. Instead, you simply stretched out your arms, scarred by the ultimate sacrifice of love. And you told me that the price had already been paid in full on the hill of Calvary. You looked past the outer shell of my defense mechanisms, and you look straight into the wounded places that no one else could ever see or heal. And suddenly the atmospheric pressure in the room begins to shift as the weight of gravity starts to lose its hold on my soul. I can feel the rhythm of my heart changing pace, aligning itself with the heartbeat of heaven above. The cold winds of doubt are starting to die down, replaced by the warm breath of your Holy Spirit, moving through the spaces I get locked away. We are standing on the very edge of a massive breakthrough, a moment where earth and eternity collide in a beautiful display of unconditional mercy. Every single doubt is fading away into the background noise as your presence fills the entire room from corner to corner. And you lift me up, you lift me up out of the miry clay, setting my feet upon the solid rock that will never move, never shake, and never pass away. You are the anchor that holds my soul secure when the fierce winds blow and the wild oceans rage against the shores of my life. When the storms of this chaotic world start to pull my mind apart, you hold my future securely in your hands, and you capture every single piece of my heart. When the road ahead is far too steep and I simply cannot walk another step on my own, you carry me, Jesus. You carry me in your arms. You carry me all the way back home. You carry me home through the valleys. You carry me home through the shadows. You carry me home to the place where I belong, where the light never fades and the joy never ends. You carry me home. Now I stand in the clear daylight of a brand new morning, looking back at the valley where I used to spend my nights, weeping in the dark. The landscape looks entirely different from up here on the mountaintop of your grace, where the perspective's clear and the horizon stretches out into eternity. I do not have to live in fear of what tomorrow might bring across my path, nor do I have to worry about the arrows that fly by day or the terrors that walk in the night, because I know exactly whose I am, and I know without a single shadow of a doubt that I am a beloved child of the Almighty King of Kings. He took the heavy chains of guilt that kept me bound to the floor of my past failures, and you traded them for a beautiful robe of righteousness and a spirit that is completely free to soar above the clouds. Your mercy is wider than the widest ocean, it is deeper than the deepest canyon, and it reaches farther than the human mind could ever possibly comprehend or calculate. Every single day is a brand new page in the story of redemption that you were writing. Your room was quiet when the